What's up, guys? I'm Chad Barnes, and welcome to the channel. Here, it's all about real car talk, from simple fixes to smart driving tips and keeping your ride in top shape. If that sounds good to you, go ahead and give the video a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button, and make sure you watch all the way through. There's a lot of good stuff coming. Let's get to it.
Last year, we traveled along winter roads to Yamal in the Arctic. This year, we decided to take the bar even higher and set our sights on the very north of Yakutia. To get to the far east from the western part of Russia, you have to cross Siberia, a huge historical territory stretching from the Ural Mountains to the ridges of the Pacific watershed. We made this way on our own in the cold of January, which could not but affect the endurance of our old Moskvich Polonik. It rattled, creaked springs from overloading, and periodically threw us various tests. So we reached UST Cut. This is the shortest way to western Yakutia. From UST Cut to Mirny there are about 1,200 kilometers of road. About 800 of them are winter road, which is called Meri. More than 60% of Russia's territory is frozen ground. And the largest subject of the country, Yakutia, is located entirely in the zone of continuous permafrost. There are more than 10,000 kilometers of roads in the Republic, winter roads, which are laid here in hard-to-reach areas and settlements. It operates from December to April, and actually starts in the settlement of Verkhnemakovo in the Yakutsk region and ends in Tazieryak in Yakutia. The winter road was laid back in Soviet times, in 1975. The route was used by trucks to bring fuel, cargo, geodetic equipment, and products to the western regions of Yakutia, the center of diamond mining in Russia. The winter road itself is considered part of the Federal Highway Valui, and is maintained by the organization MUAD, Mirny Highway Administration. At what point a well-paved dirt road, which is quietly traveled in summer, turns into a winter road with impenetrable swamps outside. The season, I have never understood, but the quality of roads on this section is very different. From wide high-speed highways to broken narrow sections with waves and bumps, where we had to reduce speed to 20 to 30 kilometers per hour and wait to be passed. Mostly only trucks move along this road. There are also a lot of emergency vehicles, because if you break down in such places, it is easier and cheaper to abandon the truck than to evacuate it. And for a couple of days that we drove here, we met only a few off-road cars. There are a few fields along the way. You can have a nourishing and tasty snack at pickets. There are plenty of them along the way, but only in the Yakutsk Oblast. It is better to take extra fuel with you, as there is not a single gas station on this road, and one tank will definitely not be enough. Perhaps someone sells it at pickets, but it is better not to take risks and have your own. That's what all truck drivers do, installing additional tanks. We took a total of 180 liters of gasoline with us and scattered canisters in the trunk and cabin. About overnight stays. Also count only on yourself. There are no hotels here, as all truckers sleep in their cars. You can try to ask for a picket, but it is not a fact that they will allow it. We had to spend the night sitting in a Moskvich with the engine running and the heater on. We opened all the windows to avoid burning up. In general, to drive a car here is a pleasure and a lot of new impressions, especially in an old Moskvich. Mirny. From here a year-round road goes north to Udakny. After that a new winter road starts, the northernmost in our country. Further we went along the Anabar winter road to the village of Uryankaya, the northernmost settlement of the Far East and Yakutia, which is located on the 72nd parallel of the northern latitude. Moreover, we traveled in January in the coldest weather. Almost the whole way it was about T50 degrees Celsius, in polar night conditions. To show how accessible this winter road is. The winter road itself starts practically on the line of the Arctic Circle. By the way, this is already the fourth polar circle stele we crossed in our old Moskvich, and in 1 year. And from this place you will have to drive strictly northward for more than 1,000 kilometers. Zimnik is a real road of life for northern settlements. And this is not just a beautiful name. Despite the fact that almost all settlements are located on the banks of rivers, the upper reaches of these rivers are not navigable. So it is impossible to get something by water, and by air is too expensive or prohibited, like fuel and lubricants, for example. There is only a short cold period of time when you can bring in food, fuel, building materials, and household goods. All the things you need to live until the next winter. About a third of the way runs through forests, but most of it goes along the beautiful rivers of Yakutia. First we stop in Alanyork. This is the affectionate name of the administrative center of Alanyork-Evenki National District. This village is located on the river of the same name. More than 2,000 people live here, most of whom are evenks. Ulus is the largest in Yakutia. Its area is comparable to the size of a country like Poland, which is about 10% of the whole Yakutia. A little more taiga, and we come out on the ice of the Malaya Kuananka River. Then we are on our way to Jalinda, another village in the Ulanyok district of Yakutia. It is located on the left bank of the Malaya Kuananka River, a tributary of the Anabar River. The population of Jalinda is about 700 people. The economy of the legacy is based on the traditional economic sectors of the indigenous population of the north. Almost all the way to Saskulak along the winter road stretch Anabar Pillars, a complex of vertically elongated rocks located along the shoreline. They were formed like the more famous Lena Pillars due to wind and water erosion over hundreds of thousands of years. At the confluence of the Bolshaya and Malaya Kuananka rivers, the Anabar River begins. The highest and most beautiful formations are represented there. The places here are such that there is no need to specially catch the northern lights. This phenomenon is constant, especially in the polar night. The main thing is that there should be no clouds. We have met here not only small fauna representatives, but also northern wolves, wolverines, reindeer, moose, and on this trip we almost ran into a muskox. In Anabar Ulus lives a little more than 3,000 people, of which 2,300 live in the district centre, Saskulak. This is one of the northernmost administrative formations in the world. It is mainly inhabited by the Dolgans, one of the small indigenous peoples of the north. The most difficult section of the Anabar Winter Road is between the villages of Saskulak and Uriankaya, and this is 1,000 kilometers north of the Arctic Circle. This is where the taiga ends and the tundra begins, which means that strong winds often blow, sealing the winter road. It is regularly cleaned by tractors, but after them new drifts can form very quickly. Uriankaya is the northernmost settlement in Yakutia and the Far East. It is an iconic and unusual village. You don't need to have an off-road vehicle prepared to the teeth to get here. The village is practically on the edge of the earth, and the Arctic Ocean is only a few dozen kilometers away. The village has about 1,150 inhabitants, mostly Dolgans. There is a modern oil depot here, where during the sea navigation all the fuel for the settlements and fields along Anabar is delivered, and then it is transported further by winter roads during the cold season. Also, fiber optic cable was recently installed here, so it can be considered that the northernmost high-speed internet is located here. The northernmost winter road is quite passable for almost any passenger car. You only need to prepare a little, take warm clothes, a supply of food and fuel. As you can see, everything is possible. And if even the old Moskvich reached the Arctic, to the very north of Yakutia, you can do the same with your car. Partner material. In conclusion, the journey of an old Moskvich to the Arctic, specifically to the northern reaches of Yakutia, is a testament to both human determination and the resilience of vintage engineering. While the challenges of extreme weather, rugged terrain, and the vehicle's age are significant, the adventure embodies the spirit of exploration and the love for classic cars. Whether or not the Moskvich successfully reaches its destination, the experience itself is a remarkable story of perseverance and nostalgia. Thank you for joining us on this journey, and we hope it inspires you to embrace your own adventures, no matter the obstacles.